About my app named Nutrisage. So my target audience is elderly, aged 50 to 53 years of age, who might be facing some medical conditions due to age, such as high cholesterol or diabetes. They have an interest in keeping themselves healthy and monitoring their health conditions, and for that they probably will be in contact with some doctor who would recommend them prescriptions and when to get certain tests. They might also have certain food preferences, such as being vegetarian or non-vegetarian depending on the occasion, and they prefer to make food at home instead of buying outside. And sometimes they feel it inconvenient to use the keyboard, so they might want to use voice commands. User needs include that they want to track their calorie needs and their medical condition levels, and they want to see the meals recommended to them, because if they want to cook, they might not know what to cook depending on their medical condition, so the recommendations could be helpful. And then they want an easy way to talk to the caretakers and sort of a holistic app which can include the medical profile as well as their calorie reports. So this is my app, which is called Nutrisage, and here's the onboarding screen, which goes on to give the user two options, either to log in or to sign up. Let's say the user chooses to log in, they can fill in their email, password, and click on remember me, so that they don't have to sign in each time they open the app. They can also use Facebook, Apple, or Google ID to log in case the user realizes that, oh, they don't have an account, they need to sign up, or if they're the first time user, they can go on to sign up. At any point while signing up, if they remember they have an account, they can just go on to log in. Let's say it's a new user and they want to sign up, then the first page shows them the account details where they can fill in their email, name, and password, and then fill in their personal details. Here, some of the details such as weight and height and stuff like that can help the app to understand the user better and give more personalized recommendations. Then the user can add their profile picture. They can choose to skip it as well. They can use gallery, camera, or avatar to add the picture. The bar at the bottom shows where the user is at in the process of signing up, and they can also go back and forth depending on how they want to fill up their information. Let's say they filled in the profile picture and then they continued. Then it shows medical profile, where the user can select if they have any food allergies to help them give more personalized recommendations. Let's say they have allergies with mushroom and peanuts. Peanuts and the selected options move to the top just so that the user can easily see the options that they had selected. They can also type down the name of the allergy and add it in case they cannot find it in the scroll menu. Then the user is asked to update their medical reports and add the medical conditions in the same way. The user is asked to also enter their emergency contacts, where they can add it manually or they can select it from their phone contacts. I added the emergency contact section because my app has a feature where the user can press on the emergency button and it will send the location, an emergency message, and call to the emergency contacts in case they're facing a medical emergency. The user can finally sign up, and then they're directed to the home page. Here, the profile picture is displayed along with Good Noon Ram, which is the name of the user. The word noon actually shows where the user is throughout the day, so they can sort of get a feel of which part of the day they are in. The most prominent section in this would be today's progress, which shows how many calories the user has consumed so far, and also the bifurcation in terms of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. It shows a water log where the user can click it each time they drink water to keep track of that, and also a little attention message which says, let's say, watch out for your carbs for the rest of the day, so the user can see, oh, I had enough carbs for today and I need to really cut down on the carbs. The user can click see more to see more information about that particular day, which opens this sort of a log which shows the meal tag, name, calories, the time, and the portion. The user can get a feel that, okay, this is the food that I had, then I had 3 glasses of water, and then I had lunch, and then I had snacks. So it's a very useful log in case they want to see more about the day. Then the user can see the lunch recommendations or suggestions, and here they can just scroll through the different food suggestions that the app has given them. They can like if they want any, and let's say the user wants to see more suggestions, then they can go and see all, which shows breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack suggestions. There is a quick filter option at the top where the user can select if they want to view all the options or if they want to view only the vegan options or the vegetarian options. Let's say the user can go through the recommendations here, and let's say the user is going through the breakfast options, and then they are like, oh, this looks interesting. They can just click on that particular option and shows them the page of that dish. So it shows the name, a picture, some information about the dish so user can understand what it is, the main ingredients, and the nutritional information including calories, macronutrients, and micronutrients of that particular dish. The user can go through the information and decide whether they feel like this dish is something that they would like to cook for themselves. If it is, then they can just add it to favorites for future recommendations or future references, or they can just not add it to favorites. Then the user can go on to the meal diary, which shows the meal diary of the particular day. It shows the log in the similar manner where there is a meal tag, the name of the dish, the calories, the portion, and the time. It shows which day the user is at. So for example, it shows today is the 15th September. The user can use the arrows to navigate through the different days, and it also shows the total calorie that the user has consumed in a day. Or the user can actually use the calendar button to select a particular day. Let's say the user wanted to select this day, which is 4th September, and they want to view the meal log of that day. The color changes to 4 to show that the user has selected that, and then they can press on done to confirm the selection. Now the meal diary shows the log of 4th September, which shows how many calories they had and what they had each day in a similar fashion. The user can also view more nutritional information about a particular meal, let's say this one, and it pops up a menu with the food nutrition including calories, macronutrients, and macronutrients of that particular food item. Let's say the user wants to edit something in that particular log, they want to add some notes. Then the user can just click on the edit icon, which directs them to this page showing the name, picture, meal tag that they can select, time that they can edit, and portion. Let's say the user added some notes, and they can click on save to save those changes in their diary. The user can then go on to the report section, which consists of two segments, the dietary report and the medical report. The dietary report shows a weekly calorie chart, which shows how the user is progressing throughout the week, so the user can see, and they're like, okay, so for the first 3 days I was doing pretty well, but then I was really low on calories, and then I got really high on calories. It also, the calendar shows the selected week and the day, which is today. Let's say the user wants to view the report of another week, then they can just select the week and it changes the selection and it shows the chart of that particular week. Now let's say the user wants to view the calorie report of one particular day. The user can just click on the day and hold it. It shows the calorie report of the day with the dates, the total calories, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, some pictures of what they had eaten, and also how much water they had had. The user can just release in order to not view the information, so it is a very convenient process for the user to view their entire calorie report. Here I have added this instruction at the bottom just so the user knows that they can see the daily calorie report itself. The user can then go on to the medical report, which shows the status of each of their medical conditions. So for example, let's say glucose, it shows what their level was fasting, post-meal based on when they had last updated the report. It shows the normal range, and it uses color system to tell the users if they're doing good or not in that particular field. If the user wants to add a new report, they can just click on the new report and add the report. They can click on update to confirm the submission and to save the file. And now the levels are updated with an updated last date also. The user can then go on to the caretaker tab, which shows the primary, nearby, and recent caretakers. Primary caretakers are usually just a doctor that the user is consulting and some of the family members. Here the text is written in bold and yellow to show that this is the unread message. The user can select nearby and see which doctors are available near them. They can also use a slider to filter out how much distance they want to see. So for example, 3 kilometers or 5 kilometers. And then it will show the doctors in that particular location. And it will also show which ones of them are online, so in case the user needs to chat in an emergency situation. They can also go on to recents to view all the recent chats, and let's say they want to view this particular chat which is unread. They can go on to the chat and they can see the chats with the caretaker. In case they want to go to the calorie report section, the app automatically shares users' daily progress with the caretaker so that the user does not have to manually send the report each time they want to talk to the caretaker. The app does it itself. Going back to the home option, here there is a orange dot under the caretaker option just to signify that the user has a new message. In case the user wants to scan a meal and get more information about the meal, they can just click the scan button, which directs them to this page. Here the camera is selected by default, but the user can also choose gallery to select the picture from the gallery or a picture from the database or their favorites. Favorites is useful when the user knows that they're eating the same thing a lot of time. For example, they're having toast every day, then they can just add toast to favorites and there's no need to click a picture every day. Once the camera is faced towards the food, they can just click on the capture button. The app scans the food and shows them some pop-up messages of alerts and also the information. So the alerts here show that there's a potential allergen and that this food is high in oil content, so it's not good for cholesterol levels, which sort of warns the users about the food. The calorie content and the nutrition information shows about the food and if it's healthy enough for the user or not. In case the user wants to just view this information about the food, they can stop here and then they can go back to the home page. If not, and if user wants to view more information and add this to their meal diary, then they can just swipe up and it gives them to the page of meal recording. Here the page shows the name of the dish, the date that they added it on, a picture of the dish which they can favorite the dish, a little description, some main ingredients, meal tag, time, portion, and notes, and the nutrition information about the food. Let's say they want to add some notes and they can just click on that to add the notes, and they can add the meal to the meal diary here, which shows meal added and confirms to the user that they have added the meal to the diary. The top bar shows a hamburger menu which the user can click and view the profile, favorites, emergency contact, settings, notifications, help center, feedback, or app tour. I thought it would be useful to include an app tour in the app because in case the user wants to know how to use a particular feature of the app, since they are elderly, they can anytime refer to the app tour and it will help them feel more independent so they wouldn't have to depend on other people to understand the app. Then the user can click on the profile to view it, and it shows the contact information, demographic information, medical conditions, and allergies that the user has. In case the user wants to edit the profile, then they can just click on the edit button, which takes them to the edit profile page, and they can edit any information. Let's say the user has gained some weight, so they can just click on the weight and edit that. The color changes to yellow to signify that the edit has been made, and the gray one signifies that the user can still make edit in it. Let's say the user wants to add a medical condition, they recently discovered that they have thyroid, then they can just click on it. And then similar with the allergies, let's say the user saved the changes, it shows them the updated profile, the user can go back to the home page. And some of the considerations that I kept regarding my target audience was using a voice option in the search menu where the user can just click on the voice option and say, hi, can I see some lunch suggestions? Hi, can you take me to the meal diary? So that they don't exactly have to type every time they want to go somewhere. And it's a very useful option in terms of voice assistant. And here's the emergency button which the user can press, and an SOS will be sent to their emergency contacts in case of a medical emergency. That is it for my app. Thank you so much, and I hope my design decisions were clarified through this video.